Hey everyone, it's Jacob from Copper Press, and this video is a quick shout out to Lea Pica. I came across her on LinkedIn just this morning, and she very recently posted this post talking about her first experience with ChatGPT and how her jaw uh, hit the floor. She prompted it simply asking, what are the biggest challenges facing data practitioners in storytelling today? And so the responses are phenomenal, which we all have seen with ChatGPT. But Lea, I just want to share, and the rest of you watching, I want to share with you how this is really just scratching the surface of what ChatGPT is capable of. And so I'm giving it this prompt here. I'm almost exactly copying your prompt, Lea, but I'm since your answer had focused on these key 4 points, then I'm simply asking it to do the same. That way we have a similar starting point here. And the reality is that each time you interact with ChatGPT, you may get a slightly different answer. The first time I gave it the prompt, I ended up with 10 points instead of 4. And so, the reason large language models like ChatGPT are able to give such great output is because they have consumed, billions of data points across the globe, across history. And so the amount of knowledge it's able to synthesize is absolutely incredible. I noticed one of the commenters on your post mentioned that it's just parroting, which is partly true. It does do a lot of parroting, but it's also doing a lot of data synthesis. So it's seeing information probably from you, Lea, as well as so many other sources, and it's combining that to create this this unified kind of response. And so, but again, this is really just scratching the surface of what you're able to accomplish. We need to stop thinking about ChatGPT like a search engine. We've since the mid 90s, when Google first came out, we've been trained to think about to think about interacting with a computer using very succinct kind of search terms. If you want to find out something about a topic, you're not typing in a paragraph with details. You're simply giving it a very brief and concise question. And in the case of large language models, it's the exact opposite. You want to give it context and detail, and the more you feed into it, the better the output is going to be. And so we need to start thinking about our interactions with large language models like ChatGPT as a conversation. And so, so let's just interact with this information just a bit while we're here. And so this is great. Can you tell me a bit more about number 3? And give me a few strategies to help improve the accuracy of my data. And so again, like literally, this is still just scratching the surface of what it's able to do. And so here it is, saying certainly, here are some things you can do: data cleaning and pre-processing. That's a great point. Data validation and verification, double checking your sources, make sure they're reliable. This is definitely all important. And you can begin to interact with this, and you can go as deep as you want to go. I've been saying this for months now. ChatGPT is not going to simply kill our jobs. It's not going to replace authors. It's not going to replace, forward thinkers. What it is going to do is to help transform the way you work. And people who are going to be the highest performers are going to start using these tools to transform the way they work. And so instead of trying to leverage this to write an article, which you can do, it's not great, use it to become the data research persona for yourself. If you're trying to deep dive into a topic, let it help you with that. Let's say you want to take those these same key 4 points that it gave you, and you want to create a webinar series. I mean, let's just ask it for that. Let's see. I am building a webinar on these topics. Actually, this topic. We already have 4 points. Please outline a 4-part. Let's say this is a free training webinar series focused on these topics. And so what do we want out of this webinar series? Well, we're going to want some talking points. Or, for each webinar, please give me 4 key talking points with a summary of the point. Let's see. Maybe we want it to give us a couple of resources regarding those points. Let's see. Provide 3. Let's say provide 2 resources backing up the talking point. Let's see. Provide a story illustration idea. Everybody likes story illustration. About the topic's key importance. What else do we want? Let's ask it for a witty quote. I always like witty quotes. And provide a witty quote relating to the topic to use at the top of my slide deck. Let's fix that spelling issue. And just for fun, please make the key points bold. Yeah, why not? And that's the great part is, we can really ask it to get specific. So let's see what we've got. Unearthing the right story from data. Witty quote: data is like water. You have to know where to dive and how deep to go to find the treasure. That's pretty good. And so here are the key talking points. Understanding your audience. Tailor your data story to the interests and needs of your target audience. And so what this is really going to do is it's going to just start diving into the topics, and it's going to reveal some of the sources that in which it is finding the data to back up what it's starting to say. And anytime you're interacting with something, a large language model like ChatGPT, one of the most effective things you can do is to ask it to explain the reasoning behind its answers. And so as you can see, we have the beginnings of a webinar series coming out right now. Again, I've seen a lot of people trying to ask it to create a script, and they take the script word for word. You can do that. It would be marginal. It would be okay. It's not great at that. It's not, like I said at the top, it's not going to be replacing thought leaders. Our job is to think deeply about these topics and then to turn that into something that is consumable by other humans, right? And ChatGPT isn't great at that yet. And I don't know if it ever will be. The bottom line is we can use this as the launching point. And so right here, we have all the details for the first webinar ready to go. And now we just need to flesh this out and turn it into something real. So I hope that helps. Lea, I love what you're doing. It looks like you've got a book that's about to drop, which is, super exciting. So, best of luck to you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.